Hi friends, it's Sophia, and I'm turning 50 in June, and so I'm starting this video series to celebrate turning 50. And I'm hoping that everyone that I know, everyone I've ever known, will eventually find their way to these videos, because that's my way of celebrating turning 50, is to try to reconnect with everyone I've known. And I am celebrating turning 50. I know some people seem to dread it for some reason, which I think is, a bunch of hooey. I really think that turning 50 is awesome. I'm actually really excited about it. And of course, the cliche is to consider the alternative, but the alternative to aging is not aging, which none of us wants. So anyway, I'm here to celebrate. And I hope that if you're in my age group, you will also be celebrating. I know that a lot of people that I went to high school with have just recently literally turned 50 in the past month or two, or will in the next 9 or 10 months. And so a lot of those people I'm hoping to reach as well. Okay, so what are these videos going to be? Well, one is I hope to tell some Sophia stories, and I actually have a really good one that's classic that just happened. And I know that if you've known me for a long time, you will really appreciate it. So we're going to tell Sophia stories. I might tell some health and wellness stories because I'm really vigilant about my health. And so I'll share some of the things that I do for health and wellness generally. We will also talk about kids. I live in a suburb of Los Angeles and married almost 20 years. We'll be married 20 years in March. And I have twin daughters who just turned 14 last week. So I actually named the segment that we'll have when we talk about the teenage girls. It's a segment I'm going to call, I Literally Hate You, You're the Worst. So that was a little quote I got from one of my daughters a few weeks ago. She said it just as she was slamming the door in my face. So I thought that would be a good one to title it. Maybe not all of my stories will be about the different ways in which I'm infuriating my teenage kids, including such things as saying good morning, asking if they need any help with their homework, things like that. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And then we'll also have a show and tell segment at the end where I show some probably mostly 80s and some 90s memento. But first, let me start with my Sophia story. Okay, so it was this past Sunday, actually, it just happened. My daughters, it was their birthday, like I said, over the weekend. And one of them, we had dinner. She had her friends over, we took her and some of her friends to a restaurant for dinner. And, Nathan and I sat at our own table. She and her friends sat at their own table, so that was good. And while I was at my table, I had first a whiskey sour that didn't really hit the spot. So then I had a Jack and Coke, which has been, was my favorite in my youth for sure. And actually, as I took the first sip, I told Nathan, "Oh, it tastes like high school." So that was really good, and I drank it kind of fast. And then the kids, we were in one of these shopping centers that has restaurant and shops. And so the girls went off to go to one of the stores, and Nathan and I, like pack mules, picked up the gifts and the balloons and the leftovers and all of that. And we put it in the car, and then we drove over, to the place where the girls were. And so I got out of the car. I was feeling good. It was dusk, it'd been a great dinner. And so I saw the store that the girls were in. I was like, oh, there they are. And so I just walked along, and I walked straight into the glass of the door, because the doors were closed, but I thought they were open because, like I said, maybe I'd had a smidge too much to drink. It was dusk. And also I was looking at the girls inside the store. I could see them at the back of the store. So I just barged in. Anyway, I hit my face. It hurt a lot. I saw stars. I kind of wobbled, and Nathan had to help me sit down on the bench. Now it's 5 days ago. The bridge of my nose is still sore because I think the bone got bruised. And I was so embarrassed. My only thing I have to say is thank God that my kids did not see me, because they probably would have just combusted of embarrassment on the spot. Because even I was embarrassed, and I do not get embarrassed easily anymore because I just don't care anymore about you know, what people think and whatever, but that was embarrassing. So anyway, that is my Sophia story for the week. I know the reason I say it will be familiar to people who know me a long time, because I have such stories as falling out of the back of a truck while it was moving, falling downstairs while I was trying to take a picture, falling backwards down a flight of stairs, and then as I was tumbling, the flash went off in the stairwell, and everybody upstairs was really laughing hard and also trying not to, just in case I had broken my neck. But once it turned out I was fine, you know, there was laughter for hours. That was in law school. So my clumsiness combined with drinking went on for quite some time. I haven't had anything like that happen in a really long time, but I thought it was a good story. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do today is actually do a little show and tell. And so I thought that would be really fun. And I think nostalgia is a fun connector. And so maybe this can be interactive. So I've got a quintessential 80s toy to show you today. So get ready. Let's have a little drum roll. All right, here it is. My Cabbage Patch Kid. This is Jennifer. I got Jennifer, I think like in 1985. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe my sister remembers, because we got them for the same time at Christmas. It was definitely not during the 1983 Cabbage Patch riots, because my parents really would never have been able to afford, you know, the $200 ransom for one of these kids in 1983. I looked it up because it was 1983 when people were going nuts trying to get these, and there was not enough stock at Christmas time. So anyway, this doll's name is Jennifer, and that's because Jennifer, of course, the ubiquitous GenX name. Jennifer, I looked this up. It was the #1 name in America from 1970 to like 1984, and then it stayed in the top 10 until 1992. So that's why all of us my age, or I guess maybe everybody, knows like a dozen Jennifers. So that's Jennifer. She is wearing a sweatsuit because I was in athletics at the time, and so my mom kind of got one to match my personality. She long ago lost her shoes. I could not even begin to tell you where they are. The elastic in her sweatsuit, you know, that went out a while ago, but I think she still looks pretty good for me having hauled her around for 35 years or so. And then also what I thought was really funny is that the outfit that she's wearing looks a lot like what my outfits have looked like for the past 20 months or so since I started working from home full time. So she kind of come full circle and she looks like me again. Oh, and I wanted to show there's two elements. If you remember, there's two things that show that this is a authentic Cabbage Patch Kid. And one is the signature on her butt, the Xavier Roberts signature. And you can see she's, you know, she has some issues, but she's doing pretty well. And the other one is the belly button. So there that is. So there you go. That's my Cabbage Patch Kid. She was in my garage. My kids actually played with her when they were younger. So she's had lots, you know, lots of life, I guess, whatever. She's had lots of play. So do you have your Cabbage Patch Kid still? If you do, if you have access to it, post a picture in the comments, or if you have a picture of yourself when you were a kid with your Cabbage Patch Kid, post that picture in the comments. Do you remember your Cabbage Patch Kid's name? Tell me what it is. So that's what we're doing now. Next time I'm sure I'll be able to find something different. I kind of hoard my mementos, so I just have to do a garage excavation to find a few more things. This one she was easy to find with the dolls. So that's all we have for today. I hope you had fun listening to my story. I hope you will tune in every week. Like I said, I think I'll be doing this every week. And just remember to embrace your age. We're all happy to be here. I'm happy you're here. And I'll see you next time. Bye.